Hello children, let me tell you a story. The story is about a simp named Brian who spent over $500,000 on 2 women who weren't even real. When his wife passed away, he thought, what can I do with the money? Then he looked down at his penis and said, let's get you wet once again, old chap. And here we are. Not only is his name Lying Brian, but I have to sit and watch him now on another episode of Catfish. Hi, everyone. That was my dramatic reading. Yeah, I'm a bit sick, so you can't even be mean to me. So if that accent sucks, I'm really sick. Can you please subscribe? I will be on sick.
What's up, big babies? Summer is here, and I'm not about to spend it cooped up at home. We need to get out there, hit up some events, see our favorite artists, and live it up. And that's why I gotta put you on today's sponsor, SeatGeek. Check this out. You can use my code 16leo10 and snag 10% off any tickets on SeatGeek. Doesn't matter if you're new or not. We're talking sports, concerts, festivals, everything. Right now, there are so many artists touring, including Billie Eilish, Sabrina Carpenter, Hozier, Noah Kahan, and Zach Bryan. SeatGeek's got it all. Each ticket gets a rating from 1 to 10. Look for the green dots. Green means good, red means bad. Super easy. Plus, every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee, and SeatGeek is the only site that lets you return your tickets before the event with swaps. So even if you've bought tickets on SeatGeek before, use 16leo10 to get 10% off your next order. Alright homies, grab your phone, open the SeatGeek app, add code 16leo10 to your account right now. Seriously, what are you waiting for? The deal won't last forever. Big thanks to SeatGeek for the hookup. Let's go have some fun.
Alright, I just told you what the video is about. This guy's the biggest simp of all time. He also is wearing a fedora hat. There's nothing more than I can say. You just need to watch and figure out how this man has accumulated so much money, and then do one of these to figure out how he has spent so much money on 2 men from Nigeria, probably. Nigeria, once again, is single-handedly winning because of dumb, fat Americans. Alright, let's take a look at this.
On today's episode, we speak to a man named Brian who's been communicating with multiple women online.
Even the way Drew said that, he was like, Brian, we're speaking to Brian. This dude. Oh, I tip my hat to you, Brian. We're speaking to you.
Brian started his online journey after the passing.
Why does Brian looks like Pablo Escobar and his wife looks like his drugs? Brian. God, what is the expression? Like, I'm just imagining him giving to the waiter, and the waiter's like smile, and then he was like, West Side fool. Like, okay.
He's worried that both of the women that he has fallen for might not be who they claim to be after sending $100,000 to a woman named Anastasia.
$100,000. 100K. 100,000. I'm sorry, man. We're living in millennial/Gen Z territory here. $100,000 doesn't buy me eggs at the end of the week. And he's just got it to spend on a woman called Anastasia. Really? Fantasia is kind of what you're living right now, bro.
Anastasia just to talk to her through a dating site, and hundreds of thousands of dollars to start a business with another woman named Eileen.
Really? Another woman, Eileen, to start a business because she's Asian? Is that really? Wow, Brian. You're saying a lot with the way that you're spending different amounts of money on different types of women, Brian. If you get a Latina, what are you going to spend it on? Brazilian stuff? I don't need to finish that.
Let's hear what Brian has to say about Anastasia.
Oh my god. Brother. You can't get 2 women. You could get 2 burgers at a drive-thru, Brian. I'm sorry. I'm gonna call a red flag here. You can say I'm a really mean person, but I mean, look at him. That's pulling 2 bitches? Really, Brian? Really? Brian net worth has to be a couple million for him to even dream of this feat, okay?
My name is Brian.
Oh my god, look at that picture. Look at that. Huh? Look at that. Do you know what this screams? Let me break it down for you. That's his face. American down there. That box below. American. Are you going for the Big Ed look, huh? I like it.
I'm pretty intelligent. People tell me I'm very funny and sarcastic.
People are not actually... People say that you are funny looking and that they are being sarcastic, Brian. Huge difference. And people also say... He said that people tell him that he's smart. I feel like a smart person would know that. Brian's like out here like getting treated like someone who's a bit special. Like, you're really smart. Oh my god, Brian. What? Brian opened the door by himself today. And tomorrow I think he won't shit his pants. Oh.
I enjoy riding motorcycles. I have 7 of them.
I've never seen a helmet do this. This whatever shape he's created here is actually art. So I guess Picasso can lick an asshole because he created art better than that. So this is cubism right here. He's in a cube. This great work, Brian.
My wife never rode with me. I look forward to someone that would want to ride with me.
Okay, dissing your dead wife, that's not conventional, but Brian he lives life by his own rules. My wife is dead and also she sucks. Can't ride a bike to save her life, which might be why. So, okay. Honestly, wouldn't have expected someone to be dissing their wife, but it's Brian.
And I am a voracious reader. Probably read 90 to 110 books a year.
Why is the camera moving so much? Is Brian okay? I didn't notice that, but it looks like an earthquake every time he talks. His vocal cords that deep. He also says he's a voracious reader. He uses a 2-cent word right there. Something that you and I don't know anything about. I can use a big word too. I'm a Viagrable reader. I get hard every time I read books. Knowledge makes me cream in my pants. Now what, Brian? We're both weird.
I have a bachelor degree in psychology and human resources.
A bachelor in psychology? What do you use that for? When it's cold outside, do you throw the degree in the trash? You don't even have a degree. It's a bachelor's. Okay, all right. Psychology, a degree that you need a master's or higher to sustain a career. The only thing you can get with a degree is to do school counseling. How do I know that? I have friends who did this, and they said, and I quote, "I'm fucked." And you know what? I couldn't even recommend them to anyone because nobody reached masters.
Probably 10 or 12 different drugs that I see commercials for on the market now that I had a hand in as a researcher.
Is Brian okay, really, though? Why is Brian's eyes always closed? Is Brian taking one of those power naps, those famous, I'm gonna give you a TED talk while I nap? One sec. And then I promoted drugs. 12 different drugs on the street. And it was pretty good. Crack's my favorite.
In 2020, Brian's wife of 30 years was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer.
You can tell she was a cool wife. She's cheesing hard, man. She looks like she's the happiest camper of all time, man. Brian looks like he's like, fuck, her again. I don't really know if Brian's putting in that energy, that love.
My knowledge was a lot better and deeper and broader than hers.
Brother, you don't have to keep dissing your wife. I don't understand you. What the fuck? Why are you competing with your wife?
I think you have 28 to maybe 33 months.
This is so irrelevant. I would not want to, if I could do that and my wife was given some terminal thing, I wouldn't read anything. I would not. If I would just, every single day I have with her, I'd be like, okay, make this count. I don't know when, I don't care. It's the same thing, like, I just wouldn't want to know. All I need to know is that I have time as of today and try and make the most of it. But Brian was like, give me them charts, bruh. I want to see how long till I'm free. Man, Brian's a savage. So, this is where the story picks up. Brian's wife unfortunately passes away and he begins to feel lonely. It doesn't say how long after, and that's kind of a bit sketchy because he goes right to dating. Now, I don't know about you again, but I don't usually just try and replace someone with someone else. I usually try and sit in the feelings that I have and own them instead of using someone to fill the void in my empty fat heart. Anyway, Brian goes to dating sites to try and find himself a mamacita. Now the problem is, we know Brian's motive is a bit different because the dude picks a very certain type of woman. Can you guess in the comment section what type of woman Brian is going after? I think you're gonna get it.
I found a dating site for Slavic women.
Yes. Brian has found a dating website for Slavic women. He has a taste for that European food, if you know what I mean. Brian loves those UK bad things, bruv.
Somebody there. Her name is Anastasia.
Carry on, Brian. I want to see where this goes. You're amusing me.
She was 5'6", 25 years old, beautiful brunette.
You want to be hitting that? You want to be your wife? You want to? Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Yeah. All right. Once my wife passes away, I'm going to I guess I'm just gonna start. Yeah. I know Rihanna has a baby and stuff, but I'm just gonna erase that from my mind and she's gonna be mine. It will happen because that's delusion. This dude really genuinely I'm sorry, my brain is exploding at how you can wake up and be like, yeah, I'm Brian, I'm the motherfucking man, and then start dating people like this.
Gorgeous smile and probably the prettiest blue eyes I had ever seen.
Look at your profile picture, brother. Look at this. Look at this, Brian. It looks like someone animated a thumb for a Disney movie. You look like the wise character in a Disney movie. What are you doing? In what Disney movie do you think that the princess leaves the main guy, goes to have sex with the older wisdom male figure? Have you watched Aladdin? Do you think Jasmine tried to bang Genie? Is that, Okay, I'm just saying.
I reached out to her. It wasn't a normal pickup line.
What, hello? Hell is not a normal pickup line? You've been practicing your Riz game. Since your wife passed away, who you been rizzing up at the retirement home? Huh? Is Jezebel okay? If you break her other hip, I'll break yours. Oh, wow. You know what? He got a response. She said, hi. So Brian is rizzing the jizz out of people.
I said, I think you have the most amazing blue eyes that I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's the emojis for me. It's the old people using emojis that get me real hyped. Whenever I see old people using the emojis, this dude even used it correctly. He's playing the awkward, like, oh, I'm just a nice guy. I'm just a nice 65-year-old. Oh, those wrinkles? Those wrinkles are just age spot. Those wisdom spots, baby. Oh, I'm just a nice guy. I'm a voracious reader, but that's not the only thing I'm voracious at, if you know what I mean. Sex.
Her message back to me, she had looked at my profile. She told me that I was handsome. Also, if I rode and I liked motorcycles.
And that is where you knew. That is where you should have been like, hold up, wait a minute. Let me back it up. You said I'm handsome? You must be a bot. I know. I'm sorry. We're just being real candid here. I think everyone's beautiful, but he's more beautiful in a I'll draw you kind of way. You're interesting looking kind of way. You know what I mean, Brian? That's not the first thing that I expected her to say, is all I'm saying. And the fact that you believe that really goes to show that your self-esteem may be higher than it possibly should be.
On the Ukrainian sites, a lot of women are gorgeous and attractive. Everyone on that side I was on.
Can you imagine a Ukrainian woman talking about like the American side? Yes, on this side they are... Shut up, this is my accent. They're all fat and stupid. I'm a Russian woman. I have a crazy accent, but what is crazier is these people thinking they are attractive. That was 20 accents in one. I'm sick, you can't be mean to me. I think you have the most amazing blue eyes. Yeah, yes, he said that.
After a few months of chatting, Brian had planned a trip to the Ukraine to marry her.
I'm gonna call Brian all sorts of words, man. I get just the words in my head. I'm gonna call Brian, you stunt man. What is wrong with you? Why do you keep? Why do they keep throwing you? Why are you throwing yourself off a cliff, Brian? Huh? What is this about? 3 months, few months after your wife passes away, you're gonna get married. You're gonna exchange that very like beautiful Nissan for a brand new Porsche, huh, Brian? Really? This is how easy that men think it is. This is the implication of American men, that they think I'm just gonna go to a country like Russia or somewhere where people think that the American dollar is worth more than it is, and I will provide you money because I'm old, and because I have money, you can provide me with looking really good and giving me sex. That is genuinely the thought pattern behind this, and it's disgusting when it comes from someone who had been married for so long. It makes me think, what is your real intentions? Because some people are genuinely cool enough to be like, I really love the person I'm with. Then you get Brian.
We went with a lab diamond. I flew 8,200 kilometers, and
you didn't fly, the pilot flew. It's not like Brian got on the plane, he's like, kick the pilot out. There's a bitch that I want to smash, and I'm gonna get there. This is the only cockpit that's gonna get put into the garage. By the way, I have a lab-grown diamond, 2 carats. She's gonna fall in love with me.
Kiev and the Ukraine for 38 days. With this woman, I never met her in the 38 days I was there.
Brother Brian. It says here, I thought you were going to meet me at the hotel. He doesn't even speak proper English when he gets there. 38 days in a hotel waiting for someone? That sounds like the start of a revenge story, Brian. That sounds like you're in your villain era, to quote the Gen Zs right now. Why are you lying? Brian, why are you trying? Actually, she's out of your league. Also, she doesn't exist. Even if she was in your league, you'd have to play to get into the league, because this is wrong, Brian. This is wrong.
She wanted to chat with me on the site while I was there.
Brian looks like Gus Johnson if his life went terribly wrong. Sorry.
But to actually come to my hotel or meet me at a restaurant or anything.
I'm coming. Just be patient, baby. I love you. It's been 38 days, Brian. Brian, if you're bleeding out and you say, hey, I need my teammate to revive me, and he says, I'll be on the way, and then you look at his link and it says 38 days, perish.
Brian. Food doesn't last that long. Your relationship would never survive.
Anastasia had so many excuses on why she could not meet him.
Brian went back to the US, he went back to Kentucky. He should have just started singing and released an album called Unlucky in Kentucky, the Brian story, and it's just a picture of that girl. It would have went viral, and then people would have actually thrown themselves at Brian. Honestly, I could be your marketing manager, Brian. But right now, you're effing it up. I've been here over a month. What is going on? Sad face emoji. I hate to say it, but I'm pretty fucking sure Brian is the type of guy to go on Facebook and post, "My wife just died," crying emoji. Of course, right. She works for a company that doesn't allow her face to be seen. I guess McDonald's is very strict in Russia. So yeah, that makes complete sense, Brian. And the fact that you're still here waiting for someone means that your dick is working overtime to suspend your belief system so that you can actually have a chance with this woman. Because that's, I don't know if you have a bachelor's in psychology, but if you do, you might want to look that up. I think that's what's going on, Brian. You're using the wrong head.
Brian was contacted by a man who claimed he could help him meet her.
This is where the story picks up even more. Whatever workplace that she's at apparently has a guy, and this guy works with Anastasia and says, "I can get you to meet her. I work with her. I've seen her face, and I can show you pictures of that." Which sounds like a scam, because I don't know at what point you would be reading this and genuinely thinking, "Oh, someone who works with the person who I'm supposed to marry can send me pictures of her face and her phone details. I'll just have to pay for them." That is your sign to remove yourself from the situation, Brian. You're like a wet fucking floor sign. I keep catching you slipping.
From somebody that was a talent scout and photographer, and he said he felt sorry for me.
How did you hear that? Sorry, I was talking to a screen. How did this man hear that this dude went to the Ukraine and didn't get to meet? Did the wife say that? And if she did, why is she talking to other people and not Brian? Okay, all right. I don't even know why. I'm trying to make sense.
For the real low price of $1,400, he sold me her actual real first name, last name, her phone number.
I can get you her real name, phone number, and Facebook. That wasn't her real name? Oh my God.
Her other information about her, her Facebook.
This will allow you to meet her. I will only charge $1,400, sir. No, it won't. Giving someone that information just under the basis that you're a good person, even if you didn't know you were getting scammed, and someone said, "I'll give you someone else's number so you can meet her," sounds like it's stalking. So, Brian, even if you thought this was a good idea, which it's not, you're still a scummy person for thinking that this is the way to do it. I just want to say that.
And other things. I spent over $40,000 to acquire a visa for her.
Give me Brian's number. Just give it to me. I'm pretty sure I can. Hold on. Watch this. If someone can give me Brian's number right now, I'm gonna make $40,000 real quick. Hot girl. 1 second. Hello, Brian. This is me, Alicia. And all you have to do is send me $50,000 and I will show you a boob. Finally, I got my college money. I can get that bachelor's degree.
Constantine seemed to always have another hurdle for
His name is Constantine, and he's Constantine Lee, making you pay money. I need to come up with a cool name. Okay, I got it. My name is Mo Stacks, and I'm gonna message him and be like, "I'm the manager of that girl I just said, and now you owe me $600,000 because she showed you one boob. It'll be $600K for the other. Thank you."
That if you try to exchange information, contact information, or emails or anything like that, the filters block it out.
Sounds like true love, Brian. I'm glad you went on this website. That sounds like it really is offering something very beautiful and natural and organic. That sounds so good. Wow. Brian, did you get a bachelor's in psychology, or did they just hand you the PhD? Because you're so smart. So evil Jack Harlow over here is like messaging Brian saying, "You need to keep paying me." Then he says, "There's only one more payment. You've paid me all the money I could possibly want. If you want to marry her, you need to pay this one last fee."
over $100,000 just in fees to take their relationship off of the website. When Brian refused to pay the rest of the fees, things spiraled out of control.
At this point, Brian realized that this is a scam, or at least didn't have any more money, and is like, "Look, I'm not going to pay your money, okay? I am putting my foot down," which is not a thing. just by the way. You literally got scammed for months out of $100,000+. You can't say, I'm not playing your game anymore. It's over, bro. They won.
They were trying to extort me.
They succeeded, actually. Actually, they succeeded, because you can't say they were trying. That's not a thing. They took $100,000 from you. Okay? Jesus.
trying to blackmail me. The only time they stopped harassing me was when I said I had gone and spent a couple hours with the FBI. I had their photos, I had their phone numbers.
I like the evil music they're playing. I like Brian's, like, his profile is still happy, but he's now like, leave me the hell alone! Get away from me! I hate you guys! You keep stealing my money! Oh, hello, Anastasia. Nice to see you again.
You know, you're a fat old man. Your cats probably stink and smell like shit and that kind of stuff.
Ooh, wow. That's a very bad comment there. Your cats probably stink and smell like shit. Is that from the Russian proverb? Who made that up? Your cat probably smell like a shit. You should have hit them back. I don't like you, poo-poo head.
Hey Brian, thanks for hopping on the call with us today. When you would talk to Anastasia, the site charged you, right?
To talk to them on that site.
So a few days later, they get in contact with Brian. After doing research, the Scamfish team is ready to present Brian with the very pivotal info that he's being scammed. I don't know how they're going to actually get the money back, but Brian is, in my opinion, too far gone. Honestly, he's like any one of the Drake albums. You can just name Brian's life after Drake albums. So far gone. Thank me later, the Russian people probably saying. Take care is what Brian's family is saying once he goes into the grave. Nothing was the same as how his actual life is right now since he lost the fucking money. Also, I guess views are what both of us need in order to get him paid.
You have to buy credits, and then basically every message that you sent was a 2-credit deduction, or about 50 cents in cost.
People say that he's a smart guy. Brian went on a website that costs 50+ cents to send a message. He went onto a site that charges international roaming fees every text. And then he also flew to a country, stayed there for 40 days with a ring without meeting the person he wanted to marry. People say he's smart. I need to check if those people are smart.
Brian spent well over $100,000 buying the tokens through Rendezvous to continue to chat with Anastasia. Rendezvous has a credit system to message.
So now comes a part that gives me extreme anxiety. I cannot even imagine the position that I'd have to be in to be on a website like this. But Brian, they actually break down how the site works, and it is a disgusting website. Nobody should ever be on it, but I feel like the people who commit to it and still use it sort of kicking themselves in the back here. But basically everything on that site costs money, and they just extort that money out of you. And old men who are lonely get onto that site. Now, I would have thought this guy is a voracious reader, as he said. I thought he had cats and a few other cool things that maybe didn't require him to pursue women so much. But Brian, I don't know, for whatever reason, woke up and said, I'm the sexiest man alive, and then started pursuing women. I have no idea why.
But they ask some pretty odd questions, like if I was into women with brains or beauty.
Yeah, and there's no option for both, apparently, so you can only pick one on the site. The site sucks, G.
After you're done creating your profile, they start you off with 20 free credits.
Oh my god, imagine looking at this profile and seeing these. Brian is from, like, you know, the Stone Ages. I'm not saying that women were not amazingly beautiful back then. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it was probably less accessible because you didn't have social media. Now Brian is like, I open my phone and my raisin penis is hard because he's got people like Tatiana, Svetlana, Nadezhda, I don't even think that's a real name, Valentina, and all of them are curvier than the Coke bottles that he used to drink out from. You know what I mean? This dude is probably like, I am in heaven right now. Like my wife, but like actually I'm in heaven.
My inbox was flooded with women within the first 5 minutes of being on the site.
This is messages that got sent to Drew. So they're all bots, obviously. But let me just see what Valentina says. I know that the most important thing is to surprise a man with a good dinner and, of course, and what can surprise you? Wow, Riz. She Riz, I jizz. That's great. Good work.
They were interested in me, but I hadn't even uploaded a photo of myself. I was able to figure out for every minute I was on the site.
Drew is he's just flexed right there. He said, they were all interested in me. I didn't even need to upload a picture. That's how sexy Drew is. He just exists and people are like, Drew? I'd like to Drew you. I'd like to Drew hello over you, Drew. Okay? I know that was bad, but I'm a sexy woman. I don't need to have good riz.
This is how Brian was able to spend $100,000 through this site.
Motherfucker, don't say it like it's an achievement. This is how Brian was able to spend everything he ever earned. He actually used a new technique of spending called suspension of belief. That's where you suspend all of your beliefs and you go into derp mode for like 2 to 3 days and you just spend money like crazy. It usually happens when your wife dies and someone who actually protects your assets is gone. So you're an idiot and nobody can stop you.
Most of the reviews were negative, and the majority of the women on the site are actually print models. Usually their images are stolen. We saw tons of reviews about the credits you purchase on the website.
Surprise, surprise, the website has got extremely negative reviews, but I don't think Brian was necessarily someone who checks the reviews before trying the product. So I don't think he would have ever seen this, although this is at least good enough information, hopefully, to be like, don't ever spend money on a site that charges you so much. Don't put your credit card into a site like that. Gosh, maybe he doesn't know about the incognito tab. I don't know. Someone needs to help Brian.
Many individuals reported having problems with the site's coins, including difficulties acquiring and spending them.
It's crazy how this is so off topic, by the way. We have physical police who protect people. There is no like internet police. And like in terms of like taking down sites like this, and I think that it's such a weird like gray area because this is a huge problem, and of course older people fall for this every day. And who has more money, older people or people like us? Bro, I can't afford to be broke, okay? Old people have all the money because they just got land for days, and now they're finding ways to spend that onto people who just want to take it, and this is what's happening. So it would be nice to have someone who actually policed the site or something that determined this connection is absolutely not worth your time. I know there's some security, but like, gosh, maybe Brian wouldn't be sitting here today. And yeah, I'm goofing on him, but like, he's still a dude. It would be nice if he wasn't in this position, but he is.
In addition to these concerns, some users also reported receiving excessive amounts of email spams from the platform.
Oh my God, Drew. Losing hundreds of thousands of dollars and getting spam? Well, how is he going to live? Sorry.
We actually found that she's a print model. She's not the person behind this profile, and her images and name were stolen to dupe you out of money.
Ooh, wow, he took a hit there, huh? Yeah, it's always tough when Scamfish like explains, hey, this is actually what it is, not at all what you thought it was, and you lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. That is a tough moment to process. Brian's probably gonna need his charts read, but he's the only one who could do it.
So they used her pictures, fake profile, communicating with nobody. Yes. And yeah, that sucks. So much money wasted that could have been used in my retirement.
Then why didn't you? Oh my God. Grandpa horny. You wanna make some grandkids of your own, huh? Is that what's happening? Who are you blaming for this? I can't imagine he's sitting there being like, man, this money could have went to good use when he literally spent it at his own will. Nobody asked him to. Brian, I can't feel sorry for you.
Quality of life.
Brian received this video from the real Anastasia.
Hello, Brian.
Then the real Anastasia messages. I don't know where she probably saw the story, was like, this is sad, even for me. And I thought she was gonna say something nice like, keep going, brother Reno, something like that. She was just like, don't keep using that site. You'll probably lose money. After he lost $100,000. This is like getting kicked in the nuts and then getting kicked in the nuts again.
Know who is writing to you in Telegram from my name? It's not me. So I'm recommended to you to not write to that person.
I recommend you to not write to that. He lost everything. And she's like, hey, you probably shouldn't do that anymore. That's baller.
The profile. Who was? Let us know what you guys think down in the comment section.
Yeah, all right. You want me to read this crap? I guess rendezvous. I'm just going to call it that because rendezvous sounds stupid. They basically, I'll just summarize this. They were like, we're sorry that you think that this is not true. We approve everyone, use ID. It just then says don't hesitate to contact us if you're having a bad experience. And then they sign it rendezvous. It's not even someone from the team.
After going through all of Anastasia's information with Brian, he wanted us to look into another woman named Eileen.
God, I thought this was over. I forgot about this. Damn it. So Brian was like, look, I caught this L. It's $100,000 L. I'm one of the biggest L takers ever. I'd rather smoke L's than take them. But anyway, he turns around. He's like, damn, my wife passed away. Bless her soul. I tried to marry this model from the Ukraine. Turns out she didn't exist. I lost my money. My dick doesn't get hard anymore. Now, I guess I'm gonna move on to another woman. Brian, please.
You're talking to another woman online. What's her name?
Her name was Eileen, supposedly.
Was? What the fuck happened, Brian? Is she dead?
I think she's hired by whoever it is behind it, some sort of patsy. I did talk to Eileen actually in video.
That's a weird question, a response when someone asks, do you think your girlfriend is real? That is a very weird response. It's like being in a wedding and it's like, do you take this woman? And the dude's like, I don't not. So I guess in theory, it's possible that I might. But you do you, boo.
Calls and chats. And if it wasn't her, it was somebody that looked a great deal like her.
Wow, so this is real video. I mean, where can you possibly get video of a girl? Does people ever do, is that a thing? I don't know. I guess we'll find out on the interwebs, Brian. Get your AOL computer and let's log in to the interwebs. Put your phone down. We can't talk. Get your dial-up rolling, okay? We gotta check if we can find video of woman.
What are most of your conversations like when you talk to her?
Short conversations. Connections were bad. So we went back to...
I'm glad we were able to connect. You sound like support, bro. Customer support, Brian. You have that customer support type riz. Not what anyone wants.
that part of her background or training might be true, or she at least has some talent in it.
Brian met Eileen through Facebook dating.
Yeah, of course. I have talked about this. I laughed the first time I heard about Facebook dating. You'll have to forgive me. We actually don't have it in other countries aside from America. So if you're on Facebook dating, apparently you have to be American to date a Facebook person. That's Mark Zuckerberg's most patriotic movement. Americans belong to other Americans. Thank you, Mark.
She claimed to be an entrepreneur living in Malaysia. They had started chatting in November of last year. Brian explained to us that he was deeply in love with Eileen.
No, oh God, dude. Can someone get their grandpa? Seriously? Grandpa's going on too many adventures right now, okay? We need to put him back.
He even had photos of her put up around his house.
Oh my God. That is so weird. You don't know her, dude. And the fact that it's an actual like scam thing means this is some real woman who Brian has put pictures on and she doesn't even know he exists. That is freaky. Freaky. There's so many pictures, Brian. Brian, you make me so mad. Brian.
The two chatted all day, and Eileen would even send Brian photos that she had drawn for him.
Okay, not gonna lie, that would get me. That's actually pretty. I would love to know the story behind that because that's genuinely, I don't think AI can do that. So that's wow. Brian literally said, draw me like one of your French girls. And she said, I don't have enough pencils, but I'll try.
With Eileen, she wanted to know if I was familiar with anything about e-commerce, which I wasn't. She showed me her store and she wanted to have something to have in common with one another.
What? Brother, what am I listening to? She wanted to show me that I have something in common. What? Oh, old people just have their own, like, they're just in their own zone sometimes. You just get past a certain age and you're like, it makes sense to me. She showed me some things, I showed her some things. I did not know what e-commerce was. I thought it was like, electric commerce. I don't know, like a car. And then I thought that you just drive your car into the store, you get money for it.
It was Caroline that helped me set up my store and did a lot of one-on-one training via screenshots.
Okay. Come on, Brian. Everyone's scamming this dude because it's so easy to. She set up a one-on-one. The girl you're in love with, her mentor did one-on-one training with you via screenshot. She screenshotted you that training. Can you imagine having access to video call and still screenshotting someone?
Products into the store.
Brian and Eileen chatted about her business a lot within the first couple of weeks.
Again, these pictures are very unfavorable. This looks like it could be a jail sentence.
She was looking for a man who was as financially stable as she was. Eileen told Brian how easy she was able to make money through her e-commerce.
I gotta be honest, this starting through Facebook, actually drawing him, he said there was videos. She said that she needs a man that's financially stable. This is so much more believable. If he came here with this story and not the other one first, I'd be like, oh, poor Brian. But then at the same time, it's still stupid because it gets worse. But like, I can so much more believe this. Brian starting off with like, I met a 25-year-old Ukrainian, like one of the most beautiful women I ever seen. And I said, I'm gonna marry you right here and then, except she didn't exist. That's where you lost me, Brian.
Her store. This is when she introduced Brian to her business advisor, Caroline. She would help him set up the store, but she charged a setup fee of $2,200.
As you always do, Shopify, as we all know, charges $2,200 to set up, because that's just how you make money. You spend it.
Did Caroline ask you for more money after you sent her the $2,200?
Yeah, because I had orders to fill. Then my next amount was like 23,000.
What are you selling? At no point did this man ever say what he's selling. He literally said he knew nothing about e-commerce, and now he's selling so many orders, he has back orders. What are you selling, Brian? Are you selling secrets?
500 to fill and process the orders on Black Friday weekend. I was excited. I thought I was making a lot of easy money.
Within the...
Oh my God. It is not fair that some of these old people have it so easy that they can afford to be this gullible. I thought I was making easy money. I think we all know there's no such thing as easy money. That is just not a thing, dude. Okay, if it's too easy, then you're probably doing something wrong. Brian literally was like, I found the love of my life and I'm making hella money. Nothing better than that.
First 30 days, Brian saw his investment grow to over $300,000.
I'm gonna get a lawnmower and mow the top of your head, because I need to play it like a bongo drum, because you really don't understand what is going on. You made $300,000 and you're getting sucked off on a daily. Who do you think you are, the Wolf of Wall Street?
And I supposedly had 2 highly prized customers that placed really big orders.
I'm gonna just read some of these. Apparently he had great customers who bought wait, what did you say? I'm sorry, what?
And had talked about placing future orders for like 550,000 worth of iPhones at a time, in which with the sale of that being made.
Brizzy with a glizzy. Come here. God damn it. You motherfucker. You're buying and selling iPhones. Apple makes iPhones. So you're buying it from Apple and then you're selling it for less money. So you're paying more money to sell less and make less money. No wonder every month you have to pay this woman money. You're not making money, Brian. Yes, you're selling so many products, but if you're selling them at a loss, you're losing money, Brian. Do you think you could possibly outdo Apple? Brian, I'm done. I can't with you anymore, dude.
My clearance was like 82 or 83,000 profit.
What was the last investment you made?
The last investment he made was in 1973 when Steve Jobs said, do you want to invest in Apple? And he said, nope, I'll wait 50 years, then buy your products and sell them less. I'll sell them to people for less. I'll make less profit. That way I'll be in more debt. If debt was something that I, strive to have, I have it.
The last investment was for 23,500. That was to withdraw the 465,000.
That's not an investment, Brian. You can't invest in withdrawing money, dude. Doesn't even make logistical sense. I invested to withdraw my money. Bro, you're just saying that you're becoming an e-com bro. Dude, Brian's the type of dude to go to gym for one day and be like, you lift, bro?
So altogether, Brian, how much have you sent and invested into this business?
At that point, I had invested right around $250,000.
I'm done. Get out. I'm done. Brian, come on, Brian. Brian, $250,000? That'll buy me a door on my next house. What are you talking about, dude? That's crazy. Really? $250,000? Holy crap. I'm not sure whether to be like disappointed or impressed. I'm disappointed that he obviously spent that money, but I'm impressed he even managed to accumulate that, having lived a life like this. You'd think that he would have given it up to like pothole insurance or something by now.
And where did all this money come from?
Sadly, from my retirement.
So the first thing that I want to talk about is this AliExpress account that you have.
Yes.
We ran a who is his.
At the end of the video, they run through accounts showing that Brian is getting scammed out of his mind. He also set up a fake AliExpress account, and what they essentially show is that the account is not a real site and a bit fake. Now, being as Brian is an older person, it is very much harder to tell. Sometimes you can overlook things. Even if you're not older, you might just overlook certain things and do it. People have caught L's on the internet before. It's no laughing matter, but the amount that Brian is paying to catch these L's. Yeah, I'm reading some of the comments. Jasal commented, Kamal, Visala, Sonal, Dea, Weiwei, Babu, Gay a tree. All right.
Oh,
So let's talk about this girl you've been talking to.
which one?
Okay, Mr. Riz. You still lost $250,000, but that was funny.
Eileen.
Yeah.
We found her.
Yay!
Shut the fuck, dude. Brian is out here. He's a streetwalker, man. I'm gonna find this dude in New Orleans just waiting for the baddies to come out. $250,000 down. They're like, we found her. Woo! Can I bang her?
Yeah. But it's not, for sure, it's not the person you were talking to. So Eileen.
He was laughing. They were like, no, but it's not good, Brian. Oh, crap.
Basically, she's disappeared over the last 2.5. She spoke out about the Chinese government.
Okay, there's a much bigger story here that nobody seems to be addressing. This girl is missing after speaking out against the Chinese government. Nobody's gonna bring this up. I feel like that's a thing that we should talk about. Right? You guys we're all gonna sweep this under the rug? Okay, well, if anybody knows anything, please, seriously, leave it in the comments. That's actually concerning.
And so I think what has happened with her is, over the years, this has happened so much that she literally just disappeared.
That's not a thing. She's not a magician. I'm serious. Can anyone do any digging for I'm actually concerned now. At the end of the video, they say that he can try and get his money back, but they probably don't think that there's a chance. And it ends with like a happy song, and then it says he's going to the police station, and then you look at the picture, and this is it. Here we go. Brian in a fedora looking like he's gonna be Mr. Nice Guy to the cops. Tip your hat to the cops, see what happens. He's gonna go into the thing and be like, female officer, arrest me. Okay. What can we learn from today? Don't go onto Russian websites that charge you insane amounts of money. If someone says that you are super handsome and you know deep down you look like a gargoyle, it's probably not gonna work. I know that's mean. I get it. But Brian, you have to be real with yourself. I'm not saying that you have to be super harsh, but you can't go out and expect that kind of treatment when you know you're not able to give it back. Right, Brian? Also, if someone says that they're selling iPhones and you can sell them to other people cheaper than Apple, but somehow make a profit, there is some scam going on there, Brian. You lost $250,000. I would say that's a pretty big L, okay? So, in summary, stop. Cool. That was a Brian. With a chin like that, he really thought, oh man. Anyway, thank you so much for watching the video. I'm really sick, as you can tell, so I'm gonna probably get some rest. Thanks for putting up with me, and take care of yourselves. I hope to see you on the next one. Let me not catch you over here ever. See you, big babies. Bye.
She ain't even gotta ask, she did a dash and bit a lash. You know a dash and she know